Well, we're walking into these 3 sets I put in yesterday, and we got a possum playing a possum. As you can see, he was taking in that upper set right there. Still have a working set right here, and still have a working set right there. It actually looks like something worked this. Something did work it. I can't tell. There's a worm. Can't tell what it is. Anyway, might have been a fox put his foot on there. But pretty big possum. He's playing possum. That's one of the things I think I said yesterday. I hadn't been in here in 25 years, and I doubt that there's been anybody. I mean, I don't know, it's been probably 6-7 years since I've even seen a trapper when I've been out on my travels here in north central Pennsylvania, where back in the day when I was following my dad, there was about a trap at every culvert. But just a nice crisp morning. Sun just came up a little bit ago down here in the swamp. Figured I'd check these first, and got the old grinner. He's definitely playing possum, so we'll get that remade, get it taken care of, get it working again. And that's one of the things when you trap an area or haven't trapped an area in a while, you're gonna have possums, skunks, raccoons. Everything is gonna plug your setup, but that's part of the game. We had a little rain last night, as you can tell. It's a little wet, but all in all, pretty good start to the day, even though it's just a grinner. Well, nothing in them. This is where you caught your first raccoons, bud.
Yeah, 3 years ago already.
Yeah, we got a possum over here. About right where, I think that's right about where your sets were. I think that's where you had the double.
Yeah, they had this cut down. I think it was more...
Well, it was soybeans back then.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, now it's corn.
Yeah, they have a little open trail here, so we just set some traps and see what we can catch.
Yeah, well, we got a possum. I've got 3 grinners. That's all I'm catching. He got in there in the DP. The dog proofs, you know, I get asked questions a lot. Do they catch possums too? And they do. They catch possums just as good as they catch raccoons. I think if there was more possums like there are coons in areas, I think you'd probably catch the possums before the coons. But we'll get him taken care of. Nothing around the other one. So another nest raider out of the equation. So what do you think, bud? You're as tall as a damn corn stalk.
I know, right?
I feel short. Every time I see you, I don't see you for 2 weeks, and I don't see him for 2 weeks, and I feel like I get shorter, rolling like pushing 6'6". Yeah, you don't even need to stand on your toes, dork. But we'll get this possum taken care of. We're just getting started today. We checked a couple other ones. We had a possum in the one set down here that we made yesterday, and we're just trying to catch a couple of canines. So how's your golf stuff going?
It's been going good. October was nice. Feels weird now since it's over because it went by so quick. College is coming up.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that because I get to meet new people.
Well, it's an exciting time for you. He's in the process of picking. There's a few schools out there that have showed quite a bit of interest. He's had some offers and stuff. He hasn't made any decisions. It's a pretty exciting time for you, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's cool that people want to look at me and see that.
Actually, it is. I told him a hell of a lot more people looking at him than they did for me for baseball, so you're ahead of the game. I've said it many times. Trapping is just like hunting, fishing. You don't catch something in every trap, and it's pretty cool to come in here and have a possum, especially right where you caught your first 2 raccoons.
Yeah, I think that's Paul, also known as Charles, is showing a sign, you know?
Yeah, exactly. You know what? That was pretty fun coming in here. I know he was happy as a lark that day when you caught your first coons.
Yeah.
I think about the only thing that would have made him happier is if you'd have been able to shoot a deer.
I know.
You got the buck fever. Hunter was hunting. We were hunting a couple years ago, basically his first time out in the woods, and he poked me. They were coming from the left, and he's like, "Here's some deer." And he got his gun up, and all I saw was the barrel going like this. He's like, "You shoot him, you shoot him." He hands me the gun. I go, "I'm not shooting him." He's like, "I can't hold it steady." So he got a little bit of the buck fever, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
That's all right, buddy.
Bummer.
Let's get this possum out. We'll get this remade and head on down the road and see if we have a canine or two in our other sets. Well, here's one of those spots that I used to trap as a kid. I'll take you down in there and show you here shortly, but you can see the water down there. I'll go down and show you that. But the first thing I wanted to show you was you can see this very distinct trail right here. You can see how that's beat down, and it runs right along the edge of that culvert right down to the water. And you can see a big pile of coon scat right there on the bridge abutment. But that trail, you can see how they're coming up and around and going down into there. This is a really good spot, and you can actually see how distinct that trail is right there. And it comes right from the other side. If you go over here, you can see right there the trail that runs right in under and right up along. And that's what you'll find in a lot of these big culvert situations here, where you can probably hear the traffic, a main highway, and then you have the culvert. Those animals working down, they'll work up over, and you can see that trail where it comes over and goes right in. Very distinct. But I trapped this, oh man. Well, I got a story here for you. I would come home from school. I wasn't much more than probably 9 or 10 years old. And when I tell you I caught, well, there, look at that. Look at that trail right there. There's another trail. I mean, that's a hell of a trail that's going across. I mean, you can see how that's beat down. That's all the way down in there to where those critters are, but we'll walk down in here. I basically was over here. I would come home from school and I'd come down in here to set muskrat traps. And I found some muskrats in here. I don't see any muskrat sign in here right now, just coon sign, but you can see this little ditch, and it's, you know, obviously changed since I was over here messing around when I was, you know, 9 or 10 years old. I wasn't much more than 10. So I snuck in my dad's garage and I grabbed a couple 110s because I drove down here and found some muskrats. And so I come down, I set them, you know, I didn't say anything. I wanted to surprise my dad. And I come down here and I put 2 sets in. And I came back the next day, rode my little banana bike down, and had, you know, 2 rats. I come in here, I could see her back sticking out of the water, and I was elated. You know, I did that on my own. So actually the first time I ever set on my own, and I had 2 muskrats. So I'm literally driving up through town. I got one in one hand holding the other handlebar and one in the other hand holding the handlebar. And people are probably looking at me like, what the hell's he got in his hands? But I go back and I had those muskrats and I basically laid them on the front porch for when my dad would get home, like a cat does with mice. You know, I did my job. I was proud. I was so proud. So my dad shows up. He's like, "Where'd you get those?" I said, "I found these rats down in the bottom. You know, I'm down here." You know, he's like, "Where at?" I said, "Down there by that one culvert, whatever." And he's like, "Oh, okay. Well, that's nice." And go to school the next day, get done with school, come home, can't wait to come down here and catch more rats. And I come down here, and from up there, I park my bike and I walk down in here, and I see a rat in the channel. And I'm aware, man, my set wasn't there. My set wasn't there. And I come down, and there's a rat in a trap probably 5 feet from where my set was, and then my 2 sets, and then another trap on the other side that didn't have anything in it either. And I'm like, what's going on here? I wasn't aware of what was going on, but that's the first time I was ever cut off. And literally, I'm down in here, walking around, I'm wondering what the hell's going on, and I look, and here comes my dad's truck and parks right there. My dad come over here and cut me off. I figured you'd enjoy that. I caught a couple rats here by myself, the first place I ever did it by myself, and my dad came in and cut me off, and I didn't catch another rat. I think that he might have caught the last one, if I remember correctly. He got about the last rat that was here, but I thought you'd enjoy that. And as I'm sitting here, look at this deer. That's not a raccoon trail. I'm sure they would use it, but this is a deer trail right here coming out through here. Got a buck rub right there. But ultimately, all of these areas that I'm trapping right now, down here in this bottom where I grew up, where I cut my teeth, all these areas, every single one of them has memory after memory after memory. And if I can impress one thing on anybody out there, is take your kid trapping, take anybody trapping, get them involved, and give them a chance to remember those cool things, you know, as time goes on. But I figured I'd share that with you, and just an awesome day, as you can see. All right, tell me about it.
Well, my dad set this off camera, and this is the bait that I gave him. The all of them combined of Mountain Territory Reaper, Coon Buster, a little bit of magnet and bait pile. I mean, I'm catching this critter right here. The only set that he used my bait.
It's par for the course. We have some more traps to check today, but he is actually right. The only trap I set with his bait, the concocted bait that he gave me, which he just went through, has the coon. Now I did give it a fair try. I put it on a pretty good trail, but you're pretty fired up now. You're gonna make fun of me all day?
Yeah, that feels good.
All right, we'll get him taken care of and get it remade, huh? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd go same bait if I were you.
Yeah, we will. We'll put your same bait in there, and
It's a nice coon too.
it is a nice coon. Pretty awesome, buddy.
He's nice for Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's a big coon. Well, we got that coon taken care of, and it's a nice little coon. And Hunter is gonna probably let me know all day today. I better catch something somewhere else, or his every bait combined one is gonna be the only thing we catch anything on today, and I'm gonna be able to hear that. You can see we've made one set out of it. You can see I got one spoonful. Basically all I did was, you know, I got the corn, the Coon Buster in there, and everything else, and it's more of a paste, but I took that and just put it in, and then I just took a stick yesterday and I jam it down to the bottom under the trigger, and all I did was top it off with a little bit of magnet like that. But that's about all I did with this set. Put a little bit of Hunter's concoction in there, a little bit of magnet, and I'm sure I'm gonna hear that the rest of the day from him, how his bait's the best and all that. So that's actually what it's fun. It's fun being out here doing those things, and we'll get that coon skinned out tonight, and hopefully we'll go down the road and have some more. But as you can see, you know, raccoons are not hard to catch. If you're a hunter, a farmer, a rancher, or you know, a homeowner, or you want to get a kid trapping and get him in the outdoors, these Duke dog proofs, I know it's like a broken record. It just can't be explained anymore. Those traps will allow you to come out here, catch those raccoons. We showed you a possum yesterday as well. They're gonna catch your raccoons, your possums, and the occasional skunk that can get his arm down in to pull that trigger. Well, I drove by this set coming in. There's something in it. I don't know what it is. It's right in this cornfield. It's where I caught that red fox last year that was all wet in the rain, and it's where Hunter caught his raccoon. I got the raccoon on the bait that he put all together, about 8 or 9 of my different baits and lures. But there's something in this one trap, and I can't tell what it is. Like I said, it's probably a coon, but we're gonna walk out here and see what it is. Big old possum, and it looks like, is that a gray fox? Yeah, there's a possum. He's playing possum. What's up, buddy? What's up, buddy? Wake up. There you go. We're gonna take care of him. And we got our gray fox here. Boy, that's a beautiful fox. Man, look at them. God, I love those things. They are just absolutely gorgeous. He's hiding. He thinks I can't see him. He's got his head down in the hole. And nothing in that set. This is the set yesterday that Hunter gave me his concocted bait. You can see the catch circle. We showed that, but ultimately we got a nice gray fox here. If you're not aware of this, and this is the first time that you're watching my stuff, I let my gray foxes go, and he's in that 450, and we're gonna go get a catch pole and let him out. They are just a beautiful, beautiful critter. They are just a beautiful, beautiful critter. And we got the possum over here, still playing possum. But that's all right. We've got a couple nice critters here. As you can see, these sets work. The 450, both the possum and the gray fox, and they'll hold every coyote and bobcat that you catch as well. It's a beautiful day. I mean, it's just gorgeous out here. You can see it's just absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful day to be out on the line here in Pennsylvania, and we'll get those taken care of, and I'll show you how we let these foxes go, the gray foxes, when we catch them. And if we catch a bobcat out of season, I'll show you the catch pole that we use. They're a little harder than the gray fox, but pretty awesome. It's not the double that you're usually looking for, but it's still a double nonetheless. 2 sets, and who knows, I might have caught that possum first. If I'd only had 1 set here, would only had the possum, wouldn't have had the gray fox. And we'd be coming in here going, oh, we got our sets plugged up, but I made 2 sets and about 5-10 feet apart, and we've got the possum and the gray fox. All right, there we go. We've got it in there pretty good. We're gonna get him up, get the trap off his foot. We're gonna move him over here. As you can see, he's a healthy gray fox. We got the possum right here as well. We just kind of gonna let him down, and there you go, buddy. There goes the gray fox. And he's gone. And we got to remake our sets. As you can see, it's not hard to take those animals out with a catch pole. There's really not much to it. This is a professional dog catch pole. It's called the catch-all pole. It really makes a good ease getting those critters out of those traps. The Bobcats are a little tougher. You got to get one of their loose arms, the arm that's not in the trap. You want to get that in the catch pole as well so they can't swipe you with their claws. And also that protects their throat. And we have shown that in the past. And most likely when we go to Southern Illinois on the Kentucky border this year, we'll be showcasing that again, because I'm good for about 3 or 4 Bobcat incidentals every year down there. I catch almost as many Bobcats as I do coyotes down there. The catch pole, they come in 3 foot, 4 foot, and 5 foot models. It's a fantastic piece of equipment and well worth the price for when you want to let an animal go or need to let an animal go. So we're gonna get this remade. He doesn't have it too tore up. It's nice to come in and have a critter. I actually didn't see that gray fox. I only saw the possum that was in the other trap. But, you know, we've gotten 3 critters here in the last 2 days. We caught that coon over there yesterday, gray fox here today, and the possum behind us. A few critters keeps the interest there and gives you something to look forward to when you do the remakes. So we'll get these remade and head on down the road. What you doing, buddy? Hey, I let this one go because, as you can see here, his foot's got hardly any damage on it, and I let him go because the farmer here, come on, buddy, run away. He's just, they are so cool. And they play possum. He just lays there, acts like he's dead. But anyway, the farmer here really only cares if the raccoons and the coyotes are gone. He doesn't mind the foxes, which helps me out, because then I can let a gray fox go and he won't get mad. But as everybody, if you haven't ever seen that before, I don't kill gray fox. I don't know what it is. I just love them, and they're worth $5, and I'm not gonna take them out of the equation for $5. But the possums, they're not really causing any havoc here along this ditch, but the coons and the coyotes harass. You know, they got chickens over here. They got, he's even got a couple llamas that are in there. But, you know, there's something to be said for stewardship too. And some of you people are probably like, why are you letting that go? Why are you letting? Well, yeah, that's one thing about trapping. Trapping is no different than hunting or fishing or anything else. There's a big misconception that trappers are out here trying to harm animals and trying to, you know, just take every animal that they can get. And that's just not the case, especially with me. That possum, once he quits playing over here, he'll walk away. He'll be fine. You saw the gray fox run right there. As I said, trapping's no different than hunting or fishing or anything else. If you catch an animal and you don't want to keep it, you can let it go. And it's no different than passing on a small buck waiting for a big buck. It's no different catching that monster brown trout or brook trout and releasing it back to the stream. That's part of being a sportsman. That's part of being a steward of the land. And yes, we do need to control the raccoons and the possums and the skunks and the coyotes and beavers and all that. Yes, we do need to control them. But when you're in a situation like this, where I have some leeway, where we're not trying, or the, you know, person who owns the land's not trying to get more turkeys where they want all of the nest critters out. If I've got a good foot on a critter, especially with this equipment we have today, that's the new Duke 450 right there. You can see it caused hardly any damage on his foot. He's going to be able to walk away, as I said, when he quits playing over there. But the same thing with the gray fox. You know, he's going to know he's had a trap on his foot for a day or so. But in a day, he's going to be back out doing everything he was doing before he got caught. And that's a credit to the equipment. That's a credit to the advancements in trapping. And the point that I'm trying to make, and I don't want to get extremely long-winded and all political with this, but trapping is no different than hunting or fishing, as I said. If you don't want an animal, you can let him go and maybe catch him next year, or he'll populate or she'll populate and you'll have more. So trapping is about conservation, Trapping is about being an ethical sportsman. And, you know, the big misconception with a lot of the people out there, the antis especially, is that we're out here and we're a bunch of damn heathens. And that's just not the case. And I prove it every time I catch a gray fox. And once in a while, one of these nest raiders get a free pass too. And he's getting a free pass today. So we're going to remake these sets. I'll show you the remake on the gray fox since it's really tore up. I'll show you how I would put that back in there, and hopefully you can use that when you catch an animal out on your line. So when somebody's arguing with you about trapping and trapping's inhumane and all of those things, show them this clip. Show them, hey, there's a lot of people that do this and practice good stewardship, and show them and educate them, and hopefully that gets one more person on our side. I'll finish with this. I'm here trapping an area that my father trapped for probably 20 years. We've got video of him catching foxes here, beavers. I don't think he ever caught a coyote here. He caught those 3 reds over there in that stuff one day with the cables. But, you know, coming in here and wearing his boots, got my dad's boots on today, continues to keep his spirit going out here in the field as well. So with that, I got a big smile on my face, and I'm going to remake these sets and hopefully come back tomorrow and actually have a coyote. All right, let's remake this. This is where that gray fox was. You can see how some of that straw and everything gets caught up in here. The biggest thing on a remake, I definitely want to make this point. You got to get all of this grass and all of that intertwined stuff. You got to get that out of there, because you need to have a full range of motion, which we have now. And these Dukes have a swivel here, a swivel here, and a swivel here. They got 3 swivels. So if one gets bound up, you got 2 other ones that are going to work. So we'll get this trap cleaned up, get the dirt off. And there's no doubt that this one is probably not alone here. I know there's coyotes here. They've seen coyotes. And we're going to get this trap reset. I always like to fire these once after I have an animal just to make sure that they click. Click. Good. That works. So that trap is in good working order. And we'll get it reset again. Get the night latch. Click. Good. That's where we want it. And we're just going to dig this back out right here. And we're going to rebed right here. And you can see how I have that right there. I'm going to dig this out a little bit for the levers and make a place to put the trap. So I'm going to pound that chain in just a hair. Good. And that's good. That's almost in there good right now. We're going to get some dirt around the edges though, so we can back it in. You got to make sure that it's bedded properly. For anybody out there that's getting into this new, this is probably the most important part of trapping, canines especially. You have to have that trap bedded solid to where there is no wiggle or wobble. Anywhere I step now on that trap, jaws or the springs or anything, there's no wobble, there's no wiggle, and that's exactly what we want. So we're gonna probably gonna need more dirt than this. I don't think that's gonna do it. pretty close. Just not, you know what? I think that is gonna be enough covering once I get one more in there. That's good right there. Find the pan right there. And that's pretty much it. We're gonna take this stuff, all this duff that he had, and we're going to make that right there to where I'm filming this from the side because I don't want my shadow in it, so that's why I'm doing this. And then we're gonna put, I don't remember which one I had in here. I'll have to look back at the video. We're gonna put some Mountain Man, which is our prairie dog based bait. Well, it doesn't matter. One of them had Mountain Man and one of them had bait pile, so they obviously both worked. One caught the gray fox here and one caught the possum. But get that bait down in the hole. That's gonna be right there. And then all we're gonna do, take some more of this duff. They'll smell that. That's gonna go down in there. And there's plenty of scent here. They'll smell that bait coming out of the hole. And that trap pan again, right there's the pan. And that's good. I know that's a little tight for some guys. Some guys, you know, if the hole's here, my trap's here, basically about 6-7 inches back. I know some guys are gonna wanna put it back here 10, 12, which is not a problem. As you see, I'm down in a little bit. I make more of a step down set when I do a dirt hole. So I'm looking for them to fully commit, and if I have a fox or a coyote that's leery, I do have tracks back here sometimes. That does not bother me though, because I know that that animal knows that this trap is still here. Or I'm sorry. That doesn't bother me though, because I know that that animal knows that bait's there. And if they didn't work the set, they're gonna come back at some point, and all I have to do is wait them out and be patient. But that's the remake right there. As you can see, works along this edge right here. They come in, that gray fox obviously worked it. And we'll go over here and remake this possum one. And he's still sitting there. He hasn't walked away yet, but we're gonna remake this one now. Same thing as is with the gray fox, the trap that I caught him. You wanna make sure that you get all of those swivels out. I'm gonna re-dig that dirt hole. He's got the bait eaten. That's good. And I don't, as I said, a lot of times, I don't worry about scent. I know some people have a different philosophy on that. I am more to the line of thinking what I have down in the hole is gonna make them work the set. And as I said, I don't know if that one had Mountain Man or bait pile. I'm gonna have to look at the footage, or vice versa. One had bait pile, one had Mountain Man, or one had Mountain Man and one had bait pile. I'm not worried that there might be a little scent in this dirt. I'm not worried about that because I'm gonna have a focal point right here where all my bait is. And, you know, I'm just not worried about the scent. I don't think that a coyote or a fox or whatever comes into this. Coons, possums, you don't have to worry about, but I don't think there's a fox or a coyote that comes here that doesn't know that a human was here. And same as the last set, we're gonna check this. All right, it clicked. Fires, good. Still in good working order, and we're just gonna put this one back in the ground. I know some people have the philosophy of using a clean trap. Like I said, that doesn't change my philosophy. If I got a little scent on that trap, I still feel what I have in that hole overtakes, because there's scent all over here. They're gonna smell all these different things, but they're gonna know that there's a bunch of bait in that hole, and that's where I'm worried about the scent. So same thing, We want to bed this in there as tight as we can. We want to make sure, I mean, hell, I got corn kernels going in there bedding it. I don't even care. It's still gonna work. We're gonna get that in there tight. A little bit more on the back side here. And a little bit more on the back side. And we're gonna pack that in there to where now there's no movement. I've got that in there tight. And that's one of the things about these 450s and the 550s and the 650s with those big, you know, cast jaws. They bed real tight. You can put a lot of pressure on them, and that's exactly what we want. So we're just gonna cover this up right here. Get some more dirt and stuff right here. Bring that back over. Find the pan. We're good there. We need just a little bit more. Let's get some right here. There we go. That's good. Find the pan again, cover it up. That's exactly what we want. And then I'm just gonna blend it in. I don't mind those corn kernels there. They don't bother me. That actually lends credibility to the set because we're in a cornfield. And that's that. And now we're just gonna take our bait pile, take this corn cob here. That's our beaver meat base bait. It's got the rendered beaver tail oil in it, and that's gonna work. I'll jam that down in there, and then the only thing we're gonna do besides that, take a little bit of this duff again, cover that up. We're gonna bring all this up, and I'm gonna leave it just like that to where I want them to come in, work it from the front or the side. They find our pan right there, and we're good. We got about 1/2 inch dirt over the pan, and that's about it. That's all it's needed for the remake on both of those. But that's it right there. Remake and remake. Just awesome. Hey, that possum disappeared. Where'd he go? I didn't even see him run away. Well, he's gone, so that's pretty cool. We'll come back here tomorrow, and like I said, hopefully we'll have a coyote, but if not, still a pretty damn good day. Well, we're coming down in where I got my first muskrat that I talked about the other day, and I could see him from the road, which is kind of cool. And we got a nice red fox, and he's actually really pretty red fox. And you can see he can't get to the other circle. So if he'd have been, hey, settle down, buddy, settle down. Ooh, you got a little grumpiness in you today, huh? That's why I like the gray foxes. They're a little more aggressive, but this one's got a little bit to them. What's up, buddy? You're gonna be all right. But anyway, this is the area that I showed you where I caught my first muskrat. Caught my first mink down there under that old rotten pipe now, where it went under the road. Used to be a lot more water here. We did go out through there, showed you a hut about 3 days. I think it's our third night. We caught a possum here the first night. But all in all, it's pretty nice to have a red fox here. And you can see how that 3 sets works. Stop talking. We have the 1 set there, we had the possum in that set, and we have another set here, and you can see it looks like there's a deer track right there, and this looks almost like, that might be another deer track, I can't really tell. But all in all, this has been I only got 3 or 4 days over here, but this has been a really nice trip for me. going around a lot of the old stomping grounds and remembering the stories from when I was a kid, following my dad, remembering the stories of, you know, where my dad caught this, and, you know, we had that gray fox yesterday. And anyway, we're going to get that red fox taken care of, and he's a beauty. But you can see that Duke 450 makes a good work out of that fox, and obviously we'll work on any coyotes or bobcats that come in the area. So pretty good day, and just another memory for the bank down here where I cut my teeth almost 50 years ago. Well, it's the last spot, checking. Nothing here. I'm surprised by this. We had these 3 DPs here right on this point, and they're still full of bait. We've got that coon toilet right here. All that coon scat, coon scat. We've got coon scat over there. And the trap is still full of bait. So nothing came by. We were only here 3 nights though. And we showed that set under that root system over there, and there was tracks going both ways, and nothing around that one either for 3 days, but that's all right. They'll be here for next year. They just didn't come by in the 3 days we're here, but just a great trip. All the stories, all the memories of yesteryear, my dad, me, tromping in these areas, you know, wearing his boots, and it's all right. We didn't catch anything here, but that means they'll be here next year probably, because there's probably nobody else out chasing them. If we weren't an end user, you know, getting them tanned and then, you know, making our gnomes or selling the pelts, you know, tanned as a wall hanger or whatever, we probably wouldn't be out here either. But just a beautiful day. It's been a beautiful trip. We had a few fox, a few coon, and a few possum. No coyotes. Of course, you can't expect to catch many things when you've only got about 10 canine sets out and about a dozen DPs, but at the end of the day, it was enough. We got some of our stories out from growing up, and we're back here in the home front where I cut my teeth, and it's been a fantastic few days, and we'll pull these up, and we're heading to Illinois next. We'll be out at the Sour Farm. We're going to be out there with Jenny and Mark and the family. We'll see little Hunter, and we'll spend about 4 or 5 days there, and then we're heading down to Kansas, where we're going to do the collaboration with Trapper Jay and Stu Miller from Coon Creek. So I look forward to that. We're going to go at it pretty hard down there. I'm going to get in there a couple days earlier before them. Probably get some DPs and stuff out, and then when they get there, we'll run a full canine line. But just an awesome day, putting the finishing touches on an awesome trip. The brand is so much bigger than myself or anybody involved with what we're doing. It's the tradition of, you know, it's that woodsmanship that these kids and even adults can learn just by being out there. That's what we're trying to do. Trying to get people involved, trying to get people to feel that. And every time you go out there with them, you're experiencing that outdoors through them. You know, we're showing the simplicity of things, and we're trying to debunk a lot of those myths that you know, maybe scares people away from doing it at times, thinking that, oh, it's just too hard, there's too much into it. No, it's pretty easy, and we're going to show you how easy it is, and you're going to be able to go out and do it.
Get started trapping those problem animals and nest raiders today. Become the steward of your own land or lease. Visit NorthAmericanTrapper.com.